obviously the final. Can you just describe the emotions of getting to the end of the tournament and now you just have one more?
I know I'm pretty calm. It's that way I'm here to win this title, and I push myself hard every day, and it's I can give this possibility to my emotion to make some bad moments, and I super control and ready to go.
The ending of your last fight was very different. We don't see it very often. Now, a couple months later, how do you feel about the way everything happened that night?
It's sometime during the fight can happen the moment which you cannot control, and I feel that I didn't win that fight. I control that fight, and I feel that I'm much better than him and on the feet, on the ground, everywhere. But by somebody else's mistake, you can be injured and you cannot continue the fight. And that was not my fault. But thank God I was recovered very fast, and I was come back after like week and a half in normal training sessions, and now I'm ready.
In terms of what could come next, there's a lot maybe up in the air. The winner of this fight, maybe Corey Anderson, maybe someone like Vadim Nemkov. Have you thought about the next potential fight for the heavyweight world championship in PFL?
Now I am focused on 100% just on this to win this fight, but that doesn't matter. Everything is matter just who will give PFL me for next fight. I will accept. I'm here to fight. I don't care who will be my next opponent.
And finally, what do you think of Oleg's game and what he brings to the table as an opponent?
No, he's a pretty tough guy with very good grappling and wrestling skills, but it's the same. We have like very similar fight style, and that's going to be a very good test for his wrestling and for my wrestling.
Alexandr, Alexandr Romanov, 5 Bananas. Popov is kind of a friend of yours. When we were here last time in Orlando, he actually translated for you. Mentally, is there a difference in the preparation of training for someone that is a good friend of yours?
It's that was moment when I translated for him, not he's for me. But yes, he is a pretty nice guy. Like out of the octagon, I respect him like a person. He's very nice guy. But when cage is closed, it's just a business, and I understand he wants to make everything best for his family. I try to make everything best for my family, and I think that's going to be a very interesting fight, and will show very good performance.
Now, we've seen the best of you obviously fighting for the title since you came to the PFL. How do you feel like you've developed as a fighter as the season has progressed?
I think that's every single day we became better and better, and if now I can say that I was grow up mentally. It's the most important moment that you can be prepared physically, but sometimes the biggest problem is between how my coach says it's biggest problem is between 2 years, and now I feel super strong and physically and mentally, and I'm ready and 100% to go this Thursday.
Last one from me. Obviously, going to a title fight, you have good people around you helping you out. What's been some of the best advice that you've gotten going into this fight?
У тебя вокруг уже стала очень хорошая группа людей, а что самое лучшее кусок, что ты говорил, вас, что сказали, что свои поддерживают?
Now it's I don't really need to find additional motivation, because I already have very good motivation, because I every time fight for simple 3 things: for my family, for myself, and for my God. And it's thanks God that now I have a really good team around me, very strong guys, and they help me to become strong, how I said before, not just physically and mentally. I think it's one of the most important moments in professional athletes' performance when you're ready mentally. If you feel that you're strong mentally and with a belief in God, you can like crush mountains.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you.
Alexandr, I know this might be a little bit of a weird question, but how's your health? Because that last fight looked pretty scary the way it ended. Everything's good?
Yes, now I'm healthy and 100%.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you, what was the fan feedback? Because obviously fans, they expect a fight. They don't want to see any fight end that way. I'm sure you don't either. But how was the fan, I guess, feedback? Were people empathetic towards the finish and your illegal shot, or were they critical? How was it?
Was both ways. Was guys who was critical as me, but was guys who supporting me. And to be honest, I don't care what says like different people. For me, it really matters opinion of my team and people who see how hard I work every day in the gym, what I put on scale, чем я жертвую во время подготовки.
The drive and desire that it is we just put it every day. Our hearts putting out.
That's why for me, it's matter opinion. Just these people.
Yeah. Do you think the fans are unfair? Because you're the one that got wronged, right? Like, your opponent was the one that threw the illegal shot.
Yeah, that was not my fault, and people can understand just who was in this situation, that's it.
Yeah, cool. And I do want to ask you, you fought in the UFC, you had 10 fights, you had a very good record, 7-3, you had a winning record in the UFC, and before you left, you had won your last fight as well. We've seen that the UFC also caught Jairzinho Rosenstruck and recently Martin Uday, and fans have kind of been complaining because those have been guys that have been winning. What are your thoughts on that trend, on the UFC cutting guys with winning records and in the rankings as well, ranked guys?
I don't know what's going on now with these guys. What is their heads? Because I think it's heavyweight is really we can call that like king division, because if you cut guys who like in a winning like streak, I don't know. It's maybe something wrong with them. I can't comment this moment, but I think that these guys who was cut after win, it's a big mistake.
And your 2 fights in the PFL, how has your experience been so far?
I like it so much because here everything much easier. Everything works. Everybody works like around the athletes. Very good conditions for athletes, and I'm very happy to be here.
Lacia, do you have a prediction for the fight Thursday?
My hands will be raised up.
Thank you.
Alexandr, over here, just to follow on Dan's question there a little bit, do you feel like maybe in UFC they don't respect the heavyweights enough? I mean, like you see guys like yourself, like you was mentioning, Martin today, all these guys who like theoretically are not even that far from necessarily fighting for titles, and they just kind of will cut them no matter what the results are, no matter whether you win or lose. It doesn't feel like maybe they don't respect the heavyweight division and heavyweight fighters enough?
I don't know respect the heavyweights or not. It's better to give this question for them personally, but I think it's to cut the guys who in a win streak. It's sorry, but it's bullshit.
What was your experience of that like at the time? What was kind of said to you at the time as to why they weren't renewing the contract?
They don't comment. My contract was like over, and they never respond me why they don't want to resign my contract, and that was terrible.
I'm sorry, to follow up on that, did you feel disrespected by that?
Yes.
Are do you feel like in terms of that treatment, you feel better here at PFL?
100%. We can't discuss it. It's million percent.
Obviously, when people think about fighting for a promotion, the question is always money, 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 right? Like how much are you getting paid? It seems that's the number one. But how much does treatment and I guess feeling valued or respected weigh into fighting?
And from money perspective, it's more opportunities here in PFL. I feel because it's UFC never give me enough fights. They don't keep busy heavyweights, and I don't understand why. Usually, when I just start fighting professional MMA, I was very active. I was fighting like 4 or 5 times in a year, and as soon as I signed the contract with the UFC, I started to fight just twice a year, and it's a little bit like holding you back. And because for a professional athlete, it's the most important moment to be active, because you have to know, you have to see the goal in front of you, why you're training for.
Alexander, you're going to have around a 20-pound weight advantage against Oleg. Do you think that'll play a factor at all on fight night?
Yes, I think, because as soon as I will take him down, he will feel my pressure, and plus I think that one of the toughest my side on my game is my grappling and my wrestling.
Alexander, so your first pro fight was November 16th, November 19th, 2016. You had a rear naked choke in the first round. Can you talk about how you've evolved as a person and fighter over that period?
That was my pro debut, and this guy who was my opponent, I have wrestled before with him on international tournaments in Ukraine. I know that he's a very good wrestler, but and I remember like that was like yesterday. My things in my head was, hey man, what do you have to now fight with these guys? For me, it was like first experience in professional MMA. I couldn't find the reason to fight this guy, But as soon as cage was closed, I find minimum 10,000 reason why I have to fight this guy.
Yeah.
And that was choke in the first round. I remember this very good, and I start very aggressive. I used my wrestling skills. I pushed him in the cage and choke him close to the cage.
Yeah, I want to continue with the kind of flashback. So your wrestling background, your skills. Can you talk about your favorite memory representing your country at the World Wrestling Championships?
What again?
Like wrestling for.
Твой любимый момент, когда ты выступал за сборную, за свою страну, ты можешь вспомнить самый твой любимый?
I remember in 2007 in Cadets World Games in Trabzon. That was one of my best experience in my national team. I took the silver at that time, and that was very crazy experience for me because, I was born in a very small city, and we don't have a very good condition for training sessions. Our gym was a little bit smaller than this room, and when you feel that from so small room without a great conditioning for training sessions, you can become like silver medalist and so high events. You're starting to proud of yourself, of your gym, and you understand that it doesn't matter what's going on around of you. If you believe in your dream, one day this dream will become true.
Thank you.
Anyone else in the room? Okay, Shady on Zoom, please.
Thunder, Shay from London. How are you doing, sir?
Good, thank you.
So, let's talk about your last fight. When you are down in the cage and you know that you have an injury and you know that you might not be able to fight, but you hear the crowd, you maybe see your opponent, a little bit complaining. Is there any sort of pressure to keep fighting despite you knowing that you shouldn't?
Когда ты побежал после удара, и ты видишь, что фанат недовольный, и что он, может быть, неправильно удар был, ты чувствуешь, что у тебя pressure, что ты должен продолжать драться.
You know, I tried to get up in that moment, but I couldn't because pain was super crazy because this illegal shot was like very heavy, and in that moment I think just about one thing, that if the promotion will give me the lose, I can continue fighting in tournament, and for me this was like biggest like trouble, you know.
Understood. One more from me. I don't know if you saw, but yesterday Francis Ngannou told Ariel Helwani that he feels like there's kind of no opponent, or maybe PFL is unable to find an opponent that is worthy of taking his second fight with the promotion. As a heavyweight that is winning and rising to the top, do you see an opportunity for you to stand up and be the opponent for Francis Ngannou within PFL?
100%. I'm ready.
Sounds good. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Mills.
How's it going? It's MMA Locker Room on the Fox Sports Radio. How you doing, King Kong?
Doing good, thank you.
All right, just looking at your matchup, I mean, he only has one loss recently, and that was just somebody who submitted him on an arm triangle or a triangle choke. You actually have the triangle choke win in your resume. Is that something that you're looking at to expose in this matchup, or are you just ready to prepare for this fight 15 minutes?
You know, we was ready to fight all 25 minutes because that will be 5 fights, and you know, if fight will be all distance, I don't care, but soon as I will find the possibility to finish earlier, I will take it 100%.
Can't wait to see you guys fight.
Lorenzo, last question.
Hey, Alexander, thanks for taking the time with us. Your opponent, Oleg, made a deep run in the PFL tournament last year. He's a finalist once again this year. What can you tell us about what you expect from him once they lock the cage behind you guys?
Everything what I experienced from Oleg to be here, it's like I want that he will be in his best shape till we can show you guys our best performance. That's it. And I think that you will be very happy to see this fight Thursday night.